una política en opinions. Hay una política en opinions. Salvador un poco la política en opinions. Salvador un poco la política en opinions. Hay una 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 política en opinions.
Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button.
Good morning, everyone. We have plenty of topics that I want to discuss, or we're going to discuss today. Young Thug, of course, he is. It was an article that I found on New York Times. He's banned from being in New York. And Diddy, there's another claim out against him. And then we got some other topics we want to talk about. Of course, we're going to do our NFL pick for week 10. So without further ado, we're going to bring up our super producer. Producer, what is going on?
It is Friday. And
Friday.
For it. I'm in need of a rest, and I'm going to take these 2 days rest because this has been 1 week. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Toy Mafia, back at your top spot. I love that for me. Back at your top spot. Good morning to you. Who else? Come on, say good morning so we can get the day started. Lots of topics. I mean, we could talk about a million things today.
A million things to talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff is writing itself.
Right.
And we just for content creators out here right now, if you trying to figure out what to talk about, you don't need to be a content creator because there's loads of
it's plenty of stuff to talk about, right?
Loads. Get my share on right quick. You go ahead and talk to the people I need to.
Yeah, I think it's plenty of stuff to talk about, especially this week. You know, we had the presidential election. They're still counting on some states are still counting votes, but there's plenty of things that to discuss about that. And then there's other stuff, of course, with Sean Diddy Combs. He's been in the news, and I guess different allegations been coming out against him. And then with your local politics, it's been some crazy stuff happening in the local politics arena that there's plenty of topics to talk about. Yesterday, I did see a post where I guess some people are celebrating across the world that Donald Trump won the election. I saw a parade happening in Japan. I mean, they had a float with Donald Trump's face on it, and several people was parading downtown Japan. I didn't catch the city they were in, but
Basically, in my opinion, all of the dictators are celebrating. Like
I don't know. I don't think they have any dictators. They're not ran off a dictatorship in Japan, are they?
uh, Kim Jong Un, isn't that them? China?
No, Japan.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're a republic. I think they're a republic.
Yeah, I think they're like a republic or republic.
But
Yeah.
like I said, they're not, for me, a republic. They don't act like a republic.
Why do you say that? 429. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking at something right quick.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's been several people.
We're doing this in real time. I didn't know we was talking
Okay.
first.
Okay. So yeah, it's several things that we could discuss. And it's been a kind of exciting time. Some people think it's divisiveness that's going on, and the political climate is kind of crazy. I know my husband, he received a call from his mother cussing him out. But what'd you say?
Why though?
Because she don't believe he should have voted for Trump. So.
Oh, you
And
can vote for whoever you want. I strongly believe that. I mean, you should be able to vote for whoever you want. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think you should be. I don't think but I hear, it's been very divisive. Some people fall out with their family, because they voting for whoever, and they can't get past the fact that, okay, you have your views on one thing and I'm voting for this particular thing. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, she gave him a call. And if anybody knows my husband, even with his mom, he would tell her, like, stay in your lane. Okay. So,
well,
but
I think, I mean, I think these next these family discussions are mainly about the connotations of what voting for this president mean, the overall connotations as far as the look of a voting for a convicted felon. A
see, and this is why I see where you're going with that. It's like, but if we talk about black folks got a lot of convicted felons in their family. They
and
probably
they do,
laid
but
down with one. So
president of
come
the
on now.
United States. None of them.
That's not part of the Constitution, though.
I mean, I'm just saying, none of them are president of the United States because overall, the United States is not a country that glorifies criminality.
I think that's not true either,
Uh,
because I think
What's your
we
opinion?
do glorify deviance. We glorify that. We had that big discussion about what's his name, that just got locked up, Lil Durk.
We did have that discussion, and I know.
They glorified him, and they knew he
Well,
was a
like I
criminal.
said, I told you on paper he was clean
Oh, no, you know what? He wasn't
at
clean.
that time. At that time,
No, I'm talking about, no, he wasn't. I saw an article. He was convicted of some drug charges and something else he was convicted for. So it wasn't like he had a clean record. Now we could say, yeah, he turned his life around or was trying to turn his life around, but yeah, that he wasn't clean either.
well, I
So I think we just
a lot of rappers have drug convictions. I mean,
yeah.
for me, a everyday average person might have a marijuana conviction. Now, so I mean,
a marijuana conviction they might have.
it wasn't a conviction of the sort that you all wanted him to have as far as murders and uh, that type of thing. I'm just
No,
saying.
he was never convicted of a murder, but I mean, when we got to be honest about when we're talking about, hey, do we actually glorify criminality in the U.S.? And I think we do. Even with that Jeffrey Dahmer um, documentary, they kind of made him like, oh, I want to know Jeffrey Dahmer, and then they was
I don't
trying
feel
to
I feel
they
that people have a fascination with the need to know.
and look at what's happened to the Menendez brothers.
I mean,
So I think we got to be honest. The way that people view the world now is different.
I mean,
But
it's
there's been a lot of political leaders that's been convicted of crime. Look, Nelson Mandela spent
that
34
doesn't mean that
years
I
in
want that
jail.
person to be my president. I mean,
Nancy, but no, we can't. We got to be honest about Nelson Mandela spent 34 years in jail, and he was elected to.
Nelson
He was the
Mandela
president of the
freedom
United.
fighter. That's when you gonna compare Nelson Mandela to Donald Trump. Let me get to Young Thug because this is getting out of control.
What are you talking about? Why are you so? I know you don't like Donald Trump, but you trying to act like you know the guy.
Let's be clear. First of all, let's be very clear. It's not that I don't like Donald Trump.
But why are you so offended when I lay out the facts?
Lay out what facts? I said
So Nelson Mandela didn't spend 34 years in jail, and after the 34 years, he was elected president.
Why did he spend 34 years in jail?
It doesn't matter. He spent 34 years in jail.
Matters. The man did not get convicted of fondling women. The man did not get convicted.
Donald Trump never been convicted of fondling women.
Let me know.
Well, now you're saying Donald Trump was convicted of rape and fondling women. No, he wasn't.
You're comparing Nelson Mandela to Donald Trump. I just know you're not.
But you're being disingenuous.
How?
I truly do. You are being disingenuous. Number one, Donald Trump has never been convicted of fondling women.
As a convicted felon, he's just not presidential material. I'm not going to go out here.
You see, that's what I'm saying. All across the world, there's been plenty of people that's been convicted of a crime.
No, I'm not going to tell my children.
Convicted of a crime, and they served as a president. And then for black folks in general, you're trying to say, oh, he's been convicted of a crime. Well, what have you done?
Me? I've never been convicted of a crime.
No, I'm just saying in general, black folks in general. And then
a very difficult life in this country, and they could be convicted for numerous of things that their white counterparts would never be convicted of, just because there's a lot of racial profiling that goes on.
But he still was convicted of.
Let me know if we can compare Nelson Mandela to Donald Trump, and we're gonna go to Young Thug.
So you don't think Donald Trump hasn't been very benevolent in his lifetime? He hasn't changed people's lives.
Changed whose lives?
A whole bunch of people's lives.
Right.
Just like those 33,000 people that he let out. Those nonviolent crime during his last term. It was 30,000 people that was affected by that crime bill.
It was
30,000 people, majority black folks.
Nonviolent.
But they still could have been in jail. And if it wasn't for Donald Trump, they would still be in jail.
That affected people who were in jail and convicted wrongly, or just the people who committed nonviolent crimes? Because it's a lot of black
No, it wasn't wrongfully convicted. It was the people that was affected by the 94 crime bill that Joe Biden and Bill Clinton co-authored together.
Okay, like I said, what about the people that was wrongly convicted? Did he help those people? I mean,
He let some people out. He let some people out that was wrongly for convicted. But I'm specifically talking about 33,000 people.
that
And you could say, oh, Donald Trump is this, Donald Trump is that. He affected 33,000 people
that's
that
it.
was in jail
Of United
that did not commit
more than
violent
1 million
crimes.
people in the
So
United
don't try to discredit him for that, or try to downplay. Oh, what about the other people? What about him?
That's
He
always
he affected 33,000 people.
you
Like,
know,
I mean, I know you just don't like that. Like I said, I know you don't like Donald Trump,
because
but that's the effect he had on
I'm
people.
not doing it.
That's the effect that
That's
that's the effect that he had on
a
people.
drop in the bucket compared to the numerous of people who have been wrongly convicted and are in jail. I'm just saying. Young,
But
you have the floor.
yeah. So Young Thug, let me see.
And Anthony Hood said, breaking news, Detroit started accepting cryptocurrency for payments. What type of payments? And
Instead of using your debit card, you could use a cryptocurrency card,
I heard
probably.
that a lot of people were going to start doing that. And already in some other countries, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is something that is accepted widely.
But I don't think in the US it's kind of hard to they haven't I think it's in some countries or some states they do it.
I
But
don't know because I don't really follow cryptocurrency, but I do know even on your Cash App, there is a Bitcoin conversion, and you can use your Bitcoins. They will transfer it from Bitcoin to US dollars or wherever you're sending it.
okay, yeah. Hold on for a second. I was trying to, I don't know why this is not.
It's the New York Times, right?
Yeah. Oh, there it go. Sorry.
I got 2 other articles to talk about. Yeah, Carrington, my Cash App, I just got it back because I went and verified with a blue check, so that I can be hacked. But previous to that, my previous experience with it, yeah, my bank account got hacked by overseas. It actually was Colombia, someone in Colombia, and my bank actually just stopped all the transactions, and they returned my money back to me, and then they proceeded to prosecute uh, over in Colombia. However, they do that because
What
they also
what happened now?
have my Western Union account, um, and so Western Union also uh, began to prosecute, and it was they found out that it was Colombia over in Colombia.
That's you talking about the people that hacked your account?
Yeah,
Did they steal any money?
yeah. I told you they got money out of my account. My bank returned my money to me, and they went after uh the person. They had names and all kinds of stuff. When you get hacked, well, with my banking, I don't know, but they also tried to steal money from my Western Union. I have a Western Union card and account, and I closed all of that. But Western Union actually had a name which they gave to my bank, and then they began to go after whoever it was that did that.
Okay. Well, that's at
So
least you
now I have,
got your money back.
yeah,
Let me just share this article.
and Nate the Lord has another one on his site for someone else. Cash Up lawsuit going on. Need to get in that. Me too. Okay. Ready.
Okay. This was just saying that. Can you see this?
Yeah. I can
Okay.
see it.
Okay, it's kind of
I can read it,
small.
but I can see it.
Okay.
I wear glasses though, so okay.
Okay. On this. They're just saying one of his plea. Now this is about Young Thug. I just want to make sure you guys. And on this article, it was saying what does it mean for his rap career since he's banned from Atlanta. And it says, of course, he's finally free, and it talks about his plea negotiation, which we discussed about last week. Was it last week or Monday?
I think it was Monday.
Yeah. And it says, in addition to 8 rules that everyone sentenced to probation in Georgia has to obey, the judge gave Thugger, why did they call him Thugger?
No, that's what they call him.
That's his nickname?
Yeah, that's what they call him.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thugger a dozen of other special conditions of the probation set up just for him. This includes the rules about staying out the entire metro Atlanta area except under very special circumstances, not associating with rap gang members, or promoting gangs, staying away from guns, and lots more. Some also exceptions built in so he can, for example, be around his brother. His brother is called Unfook in Ghana.
Yeah, that's because they have a contractual
Contract. And they said regardless of their gang or felon status. So he could be around those 2 individuals. And it says Thug's conditions are both numerous and vague. What exactly does it mean to promote a criminal street gang? Who will determine if he has contact with other member or associates of the gang? Could any of these conditions affect his music? Yeah, I think it's going to affect his music, of course, but.
And just like I said, this is going to make it extremely difficult for him to do what it is that he does. Because like I said, those vague interpretation, who is going to interpret these things? And if it is the probation officer, it's going to be at his discretion, and he's definitely going to take counsel from the judge and the prosecutors, the state's attorney's office. So it's going to be extremely difficult for him to continue to rap in the style that he raps about. And that, because the rules are so vague, it's going to be up to somebody else. I mean, how is he going to release music? What if he releases something and then they deem it to be, within under the rules of his release, not acceptable, of his probation, not acceptable. I mean, essentially is putting a huge censorship on his music. So,
yeah, so it is also saying this is his actual court document. It's saying he could be around immediate family members for the purpose of graduations, wedding, funerals, high school, college, graduate schools, and medical emergencies. And they said, as far as immediate family members, they consider immediate family members biological grandparents, parents, siblings, children, aunts and uncles, and first cousins. So all those second and third cousins. You know how they be like, oh, that's my cousin. Like, nah, that wasn't on your genealogy tree.
And like I said, this is going to be, this to me is stricter than some normal type of probation. As you said, and as you read in the article, it said, along with the regular rules of probation, he has numerous stipulations.
But yeah, like I said, I've known people that went through probation or parole, and these are the same type of stipulations they had. They couldn't be around convicted felons, and they couldn't be in certain areas. So I think it's going to be harder for him. Number one is 15 years. And number two, if all you know is Atlanta, I think that's going to be really hard. But 15 years is a long time to just, hey, I want to, go and see whatever, or see my people or whatever, he's not going to be able to do that. And it says, furthermore, to hear the plea negotiations were coming down to the conditions, some of which seemed to be somewhat standard in Georgia. That felt, again, really concerning, but because Thug's lawyers are phenomenal lawyers and clearly care a ton about their client, the only thing you could figure at that point was they must have incredible faith that this judge is going to do something better than trap the prosecution and land with their offer of a lengthy supervision in really erroneous conditions.
And it's not, because um there is no guarantee that if something happens, this case will go back to that judge. The case will go to whatever judge uh is available to hear it. So they're on a schedule. So and there is nothing to say that this judge is going to be available and this is the only judge he's going to see, because that would be a lie.
Do you think, as far as, even if he got a different judge, say for instance he did something that will land him back in front of a judge, do you think they will say, oh, you're just going to go to jail for 20 years?
I absolutely think that, because it's at the judges that's on that bench at that time's discretion.
So it doesn't matter what the dispute was, or I guess the probation violation or parole violation. You
No.
think they're just gonna throw the book at
For
him?
me, and this would be, let's take the scenario that you were a judge, right? When somebody comes into your courtroom, it is your interpretation of the law. It's your interpretation of that law. And if the judge sitting on that bench absolutely feels like this is something that Thugger did intentionally, and according to the law, he will have the power to do that. That absolutely will be at his discretion and in his power. And what Thugger will have to do is go through the appellate court to appeal it. But he'll be locked up until that time, because it will be at the judges that's on that bench at that time's discretion.
I wouldn't know what I was getting at. Do you just because you broke the rules or whatever? Do you think that judge would take account of, okay, I violated my probation. The reason why I violated my probation is because I wasn't at home in time.
No,
I got in a car accident.
yeah, about what your reason is.
So you
Because
don't think they would take into account the
yeah,
reasoning for the
for
violation?
what? That's not a requirement of the law that they take into account the reason you are late. You know where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be there. You're under probation. You have rules. No, they absolutely do not care about the
Okay.
reason. We are following the letter of the law, and I feel like in his case, they're going to follow it to a T. And it does not say, oh, if he has this reason, then you
No,
can.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as far as a judge, would you look at the reasoning for
No,
this
none of these,
guy
none of these
or
judges,
any person, any
yeah,
person?
none of these
Yeah.
judges are obligated to do that. And in most cases, they do not. They tell you, you know what it was when you got into this probation and you accepted these pleas, and this is what it is, and here you go, you can now take him off. That's my feeling about it. But like I said, it's definitely at the discretion of the judge at the time, and who knows, it's a 50-50 chance when he go in there, if something were to happen, what would happen to him. Because if that judge is in a bad mood, yeah, it might not be a good day. uh Young Thug plea deal shakes the music industry. Um, what it means for his future.
Good morning, Justin. Keratin is in the building. Toy Mafia. Anthony Hood. What up, though? Dalton meeting was off the chain. Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. Good morning, Justin. Yeah, Young Thug plea deal shakes the music industry. What it means for his future. I think this is something that we covered as well on Monday, talking about his music, what that means. For me, this right here, the double-edged sword of public opinion. The Young Thug plea deal has not only legal implications, but also potential fallout in the court of public opinion. Some fan argues the plea deals in cases like his reflect a justice system that disproportionately affects artists of color, while others see it as a wake-up call to address accountability within the industry. The deal has sparked intense debates on social media, with many wondering if Young Thug is being targeted because of his influence in hip hop. And that is what I was speaking to when it comes to these extra layer of probation stipulations. Um, they talk about in this article what it means for his career. Um, it just doesn't mean avoiding court battles. It can mean reclaiming control over his career. Like I said, his music is going to be heavily censored with the vague things concerning topics that he can talk about. It's going to be somebody's discretion. However, the weight of his decision may haunt him for years to come. The perception of guilt, regardless of legal outcomes, can influence endorsements, album sales, and even collaborations. And that's what I was talking about as well. Um, the other thing, what do you think about this? Is a great article, by the way, and this is the Music Essentials .com, which is speaking to all of those things that I said as far as his music is concerned. The censorship is what I feel like is probably the heaviest restriction on him. Because if gangs and really was his life, and that's what he talked about and talks about in his music, and he's no longer going to be able to talk about that, what topics are we talking about?
I mean, you could talk about like he had a collaboration with the Jack Boys that was back in 2020. That went platinum.
But also,
Stuff like that.
the article does say, but are they convicted felons? This is the other thing that I have a question about that I saw that got me questioning that he's not going to make it through this 15-year probation. Young Thug declares, "I'm back," while linking up with T.I. in his first post-prison appearance. First of all, T.I. declared that he was retired, but T.I. is a convicted felon. So,
is he, or did he get that charge dismissed?
no, you can look it up. He is a convicted felon. And here they are.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people?
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no motherfucker, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my right.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
Hey.
So, how did that work out? Did he get permission?
Maybe he got permission. I don't know. because that's a violation of his parole.
Right there. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's gonna be extremely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they could have picked him up right then. So he must have got permission.
I mean, I'm
You
just
know,
saying. I said that it was gonna be a lot of work.
If he's collaborating with him, like, oh, I collaborate with, and maybe they have a list of people, even though it wasn't privy to us. Yeah, I just pulled that up too. I got that up on my screen.
So
yeah, he's been convicted like 3 or 4 times, right?
Exactly, and he was let out to a halfway house, and is supposed to be, I guess, serving out the remainder, of his probation, I guess.
Did you see this? You see the
put it up.
T.I. was it's right there on your screen, right here on the lower right hand corner. T.I. was fined $300 for cursing in public.
Was this a contest? Let me see what this was. Let me see what this was about. T.I. was fined $300 for cursing in public as he pleads no contest to settle disorderly
conduct. Where was he at? In Saudi Arabia? Like, what the hell?
He played disorderly. He played no contest, so he wouldn't get that conviction. But yeah, that's why this is what I'm telling you about it.
But this only proves. When did he meet up with T.I.? Did it say the date? I know they said right after they let him out.
Let me see what day this post was. Let me view this on Instagram because it's not telling me the date.
Only reason why I'm saying this is because, or asking.
That was 3 days ago. So yeah.
Okay, so
the day that
and I'm pretty sure they're monitoring his social media. Well, we'll know over the weekend if he gets arrested.
I'm just saying,
my back is hurting for laughing. So
this is what I was saying about.
But
it's going to be extremely difficult. Doing collaborations. Even
But what I'm getting at is if they approve this visit, but we'll find out, because then I don't think T.I. is that stupid, right? Maybe Young Thug, but he seemed like he's a pretty intelligent person. To what I'm getting at, to post it on his social media. What I'm getting at is this only just tells everybody, yeah, I could get convicted and still do my business, because if they allowed him to be with T.I., whatever he said to his probation officer, okay, that is okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I like I said, this is going to be extremely difficult. I don't care what you say, because
I don't think it's going to be difficult, because they only, unless he gets arrested. Now, if he gets arrested after visiting T.I., then I will say, okay, I eat my words.
No,
but if he don't get arrested,
he got permission. He got permission even before he got out of jail. This was permission that was asked for weeks, or
a permission to visit T.I.?
Yeah, this was
okay.
Because this is how he provides for his family, so they can't stop him from working. This is his job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, he's trying to make money and he has to support his family, so they can't stop him from doing that. What I'm saying is, it's going to be extremely difficult either way you split it, because he's got to ask for permission. That is a process. Paperwork has to be turned in. He's gonna have to say where he is.
I don't think you. Well, I don't know about Atlanta. I don't know, and I don't really know where his probation officer will be. It's probably gonna be like where he's staying at. But when you ask your parole officer, You got to give them an advance. That's
Right. That's
true.
why I'm saying it's
But
gonna
I don't think you had to fill out paperwork. It's just word.
absolutely, because he's not gonna just call up and be like, "Hey, this is what I want to do." Everything is paperwork because
No, I'm what I'm saying is I think the parole officer has to put in a system, but yeah, they do. That's what normally happens.
he
I
absolutely gonna have to fill out some paperwork because they need to
I'm
have
talking about the parole officer does all the paperwork.
no,
What
he'll have to fill out some on his own too. It'll
have
be
you been there, have you ever been on parole or
uh,
probation?
I know many of people.
I know many of people been on parole or probation. They never fill out paperwork. You normally call their parole officer or met with their parole officer and say, "Hey, this is going on.
So if he
I got this going
for
on," and then
and
that's when they grant them
filling
permission.
out paperwork. I
What you
mean,
say now?
I said even if he's sitting in front of the parole officer and the parole officer is filling out paperwork, they're filling out paperwork. They're doing, he will have to sign. Hey, yeah, I'm not going to be involved in any type of criminal activity. I'm going to be where I say I'm going to be and sign. So there's absolutely things that need to be filled out. The parole officer even got to protect himself too by saying, okay, we follow the proper procedure. This is what we done. Here's his signature stating that, this is where he's going to be and this is who he's going to be with. I'm just saying it's going to take a lot of time and, it's going to be things he's going to have to turn in to go along with asking for permission. It just is. Um, what was the other article? Hold on. You had another article. Let's see what that was. Okay.
I think that was about Sean
No.
Diddy Combs, right?
Wasn't that about Jay-Z?
Oh, yeah, yeah, and it had to do with
I didn't read it.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so those are the things, those are just a few questions that I saw over, just a day ago. Like I said, this was 3 days ago. So the day that he got out, so he had to have been planning this meet up with T.I. to do this collaboration before he even got out of jail. Just so that they would know, because T.I. is a convicted felon as well. But I guess in the interest of them doing this collaboration and him being able to make money, I'm sure this was something that was okayed because of that.
Do you think he will be invited to podcasts and stuff like that?
I think if he is, like I said, it's going to be very difficult because most podcasts are located in Metro Atlanta. And he while he is in Atlanta, he can't go to Metro Atlanta. So they'll have to come to him. So if they're willing to, travel with their podcast, then yeah, I think that there'll be several podcasts that he'll be on. I'm not sure who that could be. Because like I said, they would have to travel to him. But yeah, I mean, or they could, just have him video in like they do, like Pierce Morgan does when he has guests. But most people want to be in the room with you. But I absolutely think that he will go on a whole bunch of podcasts as soon as he's able to talk. I'm sure that his lawyers have told him that they don't want him to go on podcasts right now. Just because he's still working through some things and maybe they don't want it to seem like he's glorifying the fact that he was released. And then in turn, make the judges angry or anything of that nature. So I'm sure that they are really streamlining and looking at all of the podcasts that are requesting for him to come and choosing ones that they feel image wise are going to help him.
Okay.
So I do feel like, yeah. I'm sure that Corey Holcomb has asked him to come on. I'm sure that Pierce Morgan is going to come. I'm sure that DJ Vlad is going to try to get him on. I'm sure that he's receiving all of these invitations to these podcasts. And I'm sure that he's going to get the advice of a whole bunch of from a whole bunch of different places. His lawyer probably included. There was an article that came out where Thugger's father expressed that he did not want his son to take any type of plea deal, and he wanted him to keep fighting. So I'm sure that there'll be some discussion between him and his father about these different podcasts. And I'm sure they're gonna have like his father and maybe his brothers. They, you know, a lot of his family members will probably start doing podcasts too. And interviews with different people. Just because that may help him gain back momentum and in the music industry. Especially for people to be able to see a different side of him, his family side, because really you hadn't seen anything outside of his the YSL, I feel like, family. You know, we really haven't seen his real family, like his mom, his dad, and he said he have 11 sisters and brothers.
I would like to. He probably would get a show after this.
I absolutely feel like that's something that he should look at.
You know,
In
like
terms of making money, and you know, just in case.
thugging with Young Thugging, the family of thugs. No,
I don't know. Just in case this music thing don't go, you know, take off right away. You know, that would be a good way for him to, you know, generate some income that is legit and clean, and you know, he could interview lots of people. Lots of people would.
And he could start his own podcast.
Yeah,
like I said, when he was talking to the judge, you know, he seems like he's kind of, you know, smart, you know, so I could see him doing like starting his own little podcast. And
well, I feel like it just for me, the podcasts that I watch the most are the ones that are like very relaxed, laid back, comfortable. It seems like, you know, the people on the screen are interacting well, having a great conversation, and I think that that's something that he can absolutely do.
Yeah, he's like one of those laid back, chill.
Yeah, I feel like that, you know, laughing, you know, when you watched him in court, you know, talking to different people, you know, and you know, he was laughing and engaging with them. I feel like absolutely his podcast would be watched by millions because of that, because of his personality. I feel like as far as without all of this criminality aside, I feel like he's a funny guy. I feel like he would be very interesting to hang out with. He absolutely was the first rapper to break out and wear a skirt and get photographed and be on a magazine wearing a non-gendered outfit.
So
I feel like
that don't mean nothing. Like, oh, he was the first guy to wear a skirt. Who gives a damn?
That's an interesting thing. He would connect to lots of people.
He's breaking, what is it called? Gender lines.
I'm just saying it's an interesting thing. I want to know, how do you be super thuggish
with the skirt on?
I mean, he absolutely would just have a whole bunch of interesting conversations, and he probably could pull a whole bunch of people on his podcast that other people couldn't, because they would feel more comfortable with him.
Yeah, interviewing with him. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
for me, that's it.
But you know, the people that's more comfortable to interview with him, are they the convicted criminals? Convicted criminals that he got to stay away from.
But if he use a platform, he won't be in the same room with them. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. But I think I thought it was said no contact, right?
I don't know. Like I said, the article that you found and you read said the rules are very vague. So he would absolutely, like I said, go back.
No, I think they was talking about vague as far as what he could rap about, right?
Oh,
What do they determine? You know, hey, you're rapping about like this gang culture. You know, how would they determine that? I think that's what they was
right. And like I said, he
saying
can
that was
ask permission
vague.
for anything that he want. He absolutely can't. He absolutely can ask for clarification on what you mean when
Or
you.
you know what they can do is, hey, he wrote his lyrics out, submitted to,
Yeah, and that's
you
paperwork.
know,
He have that takes time. Most people
submitted to the people.
most people when they do a song now, bam, instant release to SoundCloud, DistroKid. I mean, it's absolutely all different types of platforms now. You can automatically release that music and you making money.
Justin is asking, is he Scottish too?
I don't know.
Did he wear a kilt or just it was just a regular skirt?
I think it was a kilt, but
Okay.
it was a variation because in the article they put you in all different types of outfits.
Was he rocking? Was it like a Gucci or some type of
I think it was one of those high-end brands.
high-end brands? You know, what's his name? Will Smith's son. He modeled for some brand name, high-end brand name. He was rocking a skirt or a kilt. So
yeah, Jaden, he
but Young Thug, he's tall too. He's tall and slender, so I could see him modeling too.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, you know what it was? It was the Calvin Klein. It was a Calvin.
Oh yeah, Calvin Klein. But they might not want to work with him no more.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be extremely difficult.
Yeah, they might not want to work with him.
Someone.
Unless he get his podcast or his family show together.
Yeah,
and
like
rebrand his image.
He will have to find out from his parole officer if he will be allowed to contact, if it's a convicted felon, for his guest.
On his podcast, yeah.
He can't contact him. He would have to have somebody else, but he still will have to get permission to be able to talk to them. He would just
so he'll have his people.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers to this. Where you want to go to this Jay-Z article that you
Yeah, you could go, and that's a segue into it's basically the music industry, because this is about Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey is basically it's the parent company of Tidal. I don't know if you guys know about Tidal. Is a music streaming service, and he is co-owner. Jay-Z is co-owner of Tidal with Jack Dorsey. Okay, and it's under the umbrella of Block. Anyway, he sent out an email to his employees stating that they are not supposed to mention the board member Jay-Z amid these layoffs. Okay, so they're planning to lay off some of the staff at Tidal, and it's saying that last week Block laid off dozens of workers from Tidal, relatively small staff, and further cuts are expected at Tidal and other Block entities, which also includes Square, Cash App, as Dorsey continues to reorganize the company. And it says earlier this week, Block laid off some staffers at TPD. It's a developer platform, and this platform is set to be shuttered entirely. They also laid off, Square people at Square, at least 20 people. But anyway, they was ordered not to mention Sean Carter because his name came up, I guess. And some people or some employees was questioning among themselves Carter's role on Block's board, given the purported longtime friendship with P. Diddy, the rapper and the entrepreneur, whose legal name is Sean Combs. The two have collaborated on music and frequently been photographed together over the years, attending things like parties and supporting events. Combs is currently in prison and waiting trial, and we know that. So we already know that. It says the spokesperson for Block pointed future to the company's most recent shareholder letter published today, which notes that winding down of TBD, but otherwise declined to comment about any warning against mentioning Carter. The letter also notes scaling back our investment in Tidal. Okay, rooms to invest in our Bitcoin mining initiative, which has strong product market fit and healthy pipeline of demand, and Bicky, our self custody wallet for Bitcoin. So I wanted to talk about this or bring up this article. Remember, I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago and maybe last week, you said there's going to be some, you called it something, people that's gonna be affected that really may not be have to do with this, even though I'm not saying, I think Jay-Z, what'd you say, what'd you call it, collateral damage. Yeah. And I think since Sean Carter, Jay-Z, has, he does have business dealings with Jay-Z. They've been friends for years, and maybe people are starting to get scared. They probably want to protect their investment, so maybe they're starting to think about divesting themselves out of Sean Carter's businesses. So do you have any take on it?
I mean, I absolutely knew that this was going to happen. And I did. I think I asked originally, was P Diddy an investor in Tidal Music? I think I
Yeah,
said,
you did ask that. I don't think he is. I don't think he was an investor.
well, let's just say it is. You can have a corporation that has shareholders and not list the shareholders. You don't have to list the shareholders. Now, he came out and told this about Jay-Z, but he absolutely didn't have to mention him at all, because if you go look this company up and you look up shareholders, it's not going to tell you their names. It's just going to say shareholders, because they have a right to do that.
You're saying on Tidal or Block?
No,
Okay.
this man, you know
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah. And his
Well, no, he's actually Sean Carter or Jay-Z is a board member.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, he's a board member.
So that's different.
Yeah.
They're listed. But as far as if he was just a shareholder,
yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, they don't matter.
Reveal that.
Right.
That's why I was asking, about the Tidal thing, because I know at one point when that first happened, P. Diddy was promoting it as well. So I felt like
Tidal. So maybe he was an investor.
Okay, maybe he's a shareholder or an investor in that. But distancing himself from a billionaire, that's funny to me. This man hasn't been served any papers. They are mentioning him because he was friends with Diddy. I mean, like I said, it's a whole bunch of collateral damage. This won't be the end of it. There'll be lots of people starting to try to distance and remove people just because of their friendship with P. Diddy. And that's the court of public opinion. It ain't gonna be nothing coming out of the actual judicial court.
Or maybe Jack Dorsey got some insider knowledge that nobody else knows about.
Maybe, but for you to act on it without having any official proof, Jay-Z could have some recourse. It is going to be interesting to find out what his response is going to be to some of these people trying to implicate him and thereby associate him without having any concrete evidence or proof. So this right here is either going to have Jay-Z sending cease and desist letters to people, or he could just decide, buy me out, you know? So for me, it's a toss up on what he's going to do. He's not a very loud person when it comes to his movements. So I don't know if that we'll hear anything about this in particular. But it disturbs me that um on the basis of this man being friends, and not being named, that this Dorsey guy is gonna come out and basically put this out here. I feel like, are they if he does know something, um I feel like, why not let it happen, so then you can fully do whatever it is you want to do. Separate from him, buy him out.
Jack Dorsey, he's not going to do that. He got to protect his investment and he got to look out for his shareholders. So
Okay, so
I think, I mean,
I think it could be all types of backlash coming from the
yeah.
mention. And I think that there will. While we do that, we can segue into this right here I found interesting. So this is John Legend's manager. She wrote an opinion piece in the New York
On New York Post. Okay.
and when in the New York Post, they do opinion pieces from people where they write their own column. So John Legend's manager was oh my God, no. John Legend's manager,
What's wrong?
because it keeps putting this sign up thing in my way and I can't read. That's why I keep stopping.
Oh, okay.
John Legend's manager was in terrifying situation at Sean Diddy Combs' party. How she escaped. So she wrote this on October the 31st. And she says, the 49-year-old, so the event that she's speaking of happened 3 decades ago, she claims, when she was in college. So she's the 49-year-old CEO of the management company Friends at Work. And so she manages different artists. John Legend is one of them. And she says she recalls a terrifying situation when she attended one of Combs's New York Eve parties on a yacht in St. Bart's 27 years ago. She said she was a recent college graduate at the time, and she claimed that a man who seemed to be an associate of the party's host, so an associate of Diddy's, brought her to a bedroom and then locked the door behind them. She said, to this day, I can't remember how I managed to talk my way out of that terrifying situation. She wrote, perhaps my nervous babbling. My brother's on this boat and he's probably looking for me. Convinced him to unlock the bedroom door and let me go. And this is the manager here with John Legend. And this is what, this was her. Let me see what this. The music industry exec said she didn't know who the man was or if he had any connection to Combs, and assumed at the time her experience was an anomaly and that it was just one guy behaving badly at a drunken party. But after working in the industry for 20 years, she's realized that the incident was no aberration. Again, this is her with John Legend. It was an indicator of a pervasive culture in the music industry that actively fostered sexual misconduct and exploited the lives and bodies of those hoping to make it into the business. She went on to say this toxic situation has been allowed to fester because power has been concentrated in the hands of kingmakers, wealthy, entitled, nearly always male gatekeepers who control nearly every door that leads to success and who can, without consequence, use their power to abuse young women and young men. Too often, women have not been safe in recording studios or on tour buses, in green rooms, or in offices. It's not a bug of the music business, it's a major feature. And so here's one of the Diddy white parties. And here she is again with John Legend. This is Mike Jackson. And so for me, she fits the description of what the event planner said, you know, of the people that they gathering for the parties.
Did she ever get into how she got on the boat? Like,
She didn't say. She just said
like
that
who invited
in
her?
St. Bart's. It was in St. Bart's, and
Mm-hmm.
so it was a New Year's Eve. I think that was a typo. A New
Okay.
Year's Eve party.
Okay.
And so I'm assuming that she was a guest of someone that was going to the party. And
Okay.
so she just, you know, because it was P. Diddy, she claimed she was a college student at the time. She wanted to go. And she did so. She said that she didn't know if this person was an associate of Diddy or not. So my thing is, you're talking about this thing. It happened 30 years ago. Some of the details for you may not be, you know, as vivid. I don't. These are the cases for me that, you know, are going to require a lot of scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened to her
Mm-hmm.
because she said she convinced the man to let her out. And what if it was? What if he didn't know anything about that? What if he, you know?
Mm-hmm.
These are the things, you know, for me. These are going to be the stories that are going to play out in public opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to be very hard to fight because people know her. I don't know how respected she is, but people know her. You know.
It seems like she's steered clear from being involved, I guess, in that culture. Since she stayed in the music business. I mean, that would have been a big discouragement for me. Like, I got to rethink my career if I want to be around these crazy people.
Right.
You know, so.
But she continued on in the music business and, you know, with it without saying anything. Again, for me, it's you didn't even report that incident. Now you want us to, and I'm not saying that, you know.
I mean, did she really have anything to report at the time?
I believe a lot of these things he did. But for me, it's going to be these stories here that don't have all of the evidential, you know, things.
Yeah, I mean, this is opinionated piece, and she just was telling her story, I guess. I guess she's probably trying to shed a light on the culture, maybe that's what her point is. Yeah,
but people are viewing it as her being a victim of a P. Diddy party. I'm just saying.
I don't know if they're viewing it as a victim. I mean, but she does have a story.
The original article was.
That was the original article?
The original article was. Remember I told you, I went to go find the piece that they were talking about she wrote. But the article that I found says another victim of a Diddy party comes out.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The title.
I went to
go
find the original piece because this is what they're going to do in media.
Oh, yeah.
They're going. She wrote a piece talking about the culture of the music industry. I don't know necessarily feel like, you know, she was talking about him in particular. She said overall in the music industry. But the first article I found
Another victim. Okay. Mhm.
So I feel
Yeah.
like there's going to be a weeding that needs to be done. I absolutely think that Sean Diddy Combs is guilty, but these are the
Well, you remember when the whole Harvey Weinstein came out, and it was like what 70 people saying they was affected. He made me suck his thing. If he told me if I wanted to get this movie part, I had to suck his thing, so I sucked it. Well, you didn't have to. Like you didn't.
definitely didn't
I
have.
guess you didn't have to suck his thing.
I feel like
You just wouldn't have got the part. So,
for me, I felt like, okay, did she stay on this boat after that happened? Did she leave? Because
girl, I would have been like, "Give me the raft." Like,
you on a raft. Oh my God.
where's the paddles? Because I'm
my
not staying.
Let me jump across the pond over here to England and talk about this right here. Oxford University student unalives himself after becoming a victim of pervasive cancel culture. What do you think about this?
That's horrible.
The body of 20-year-old Alexander Rogers was pulled from the River Thames, the River Thames, on January 15th, just days after his friends and classmates stopped speaking to him when his former partner aired the unknown allegation. The unspecified allegation was not reported to authorities or the school, but resulted in Rogers being ostracized as a part of a pile-on effect. A court hearing into his death was told. A court, a court hearing. That's what I read. How toxic do we think cancel culture is becoming?
It's horrible. It's horrible. We want to cancel each other because we don't have the same viewpoints, or we want to cancel each other because, like, I don't know what this individual did, but oh, look at him, cancel, cancel, cancel. I mean, and it's just things that we don't agree with. We're gonna cancel you for. I think it's really ridiculous. It's disgusting, actually. And for him, it affects younger people the most, because they have a malleable mind, I guess you want to call it.
I think because being popular is so glorified, and being accepted is a thing.
Yeah.
This is cancel culture is detrimental in a lot of ways that it's not realizing. It's affecting people in a lot of ways that they don't realize mentally. This young man, like, just by people stopping speaking to you. I mean, you can find some other people to talk to.
And normally boys don't act that way. It's usually females acting like that.
Well, for me, I'm just, cancel culture is like a world issue. And that's really what I wanted to show. It's not just, here in the United States, we have cancel culture. It's a worldwide thing now because of social media. And people are being affected daily by it. There was also, a few other articles about younger children over here in the United States unaliving themselves because of cancel culture. So these are increasing concerns, especially with this Diddy situation. I feel like coming to light. I think that something should be done about cancel culture. I think we absolutely should not be looking to cancel culture. Yeah, it does, Carrington. It spreads like wildfire.
But if you really think about it, the kids that's showing or exhibiting this cancel culture, who do you think they get it from?
Growing up during my time, we didn't have cancel culture. Do we have popular and unpopular? I feel like that's what we had. but I don't feel like cancel culture was something that was taught, well, at least from my generation, because we didn't start it. I feel like that was something that was started in the 2000s?
I think it started during the pandemic, a little like pre-pandemic.
I thought it started with the Me Too movement.
I'm not for sure. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of like who did they cancel?
Because for me, it was R. Kelly was the first person that they tried to cancel with the Me Too movement.
Well, they did cancel him.
I mean, I'm just
they succeeded because that Negro locked up forever. Like he in jail singing, I don't mind.
Something locked up for me is
I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh my God. I wish.
No, did you see that video where somebody was taping him?
And for Christmas, let's buy this girl some singing lessons because I can't.
Did you see the video? Somebody had a video. They had a cell phone in prison, and they was taping R. Kelly singing.
They better keep that forever. That
they upload it to the internet.
I told you. First of all, I think I already went over this.
Like, how in the hell you get a cell phone with this fuzzy video?
They have more things in prison than we have out here. And they just did an impromptu music video and probably got millions of views. Okay?
It was crazy, but yeah, okay, I could see. And they canceled Bill Cosby too,
Yeah, so I think it started back then.
Back then, yeah.
All right, y'all.
Oh, they tried to cancel and they did. They kind of succeeded. What's the guy who played in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, what is his name?
Who
Johnny
Depp, yeah. They canceled him for a minute, and he had to.
People, I think, have been canceled. Like I thought, that's why I was like, oh, maybe 2000s is when it started. It just wasn't called cancel culture. We just
yeah.
But I feel like they started canceling people, back in the 2000s.
And that one black guy.
What one black guy?
That Megan Good dates now.
Okay, yeah, that happened recently. So, like I said,
yeah, they canceled. They had him on tape talking about, I'm looking for my Loretta Scott King. You dating a whole white woman.
Well, when you start
get Dr. Martin Luther King
for assault and battery, you're gonna be looking off for all kinds of things.
I'm looking for my Angela Davis. Like you dating a whole white woman.
Y'all, okay, y'all.
They clowned him for that, boy. They lit his ass up for that.
It's my favorite segment.
Okay.
It is for the NFL picks. But let's go over our record from last week.
Oh, yeah. You got the record. Okay.
First game on.
Why you got my face looking like that? Why you pose it like that?
Taking the Saints. You got your own face looking like that. We lost the first game. The Saints. Producers choosing the Saints.
Do I gotta make a prediction? Oh, you gotta
y'all know who I'm going with, the Commanders versus the Giants. I'm going with the Commanders because they always whoop the Giants, even when they at home. It don't make no difference when the
Giants whoop the Giants.
The Giants are sucking. Then let's go to the next game, the Dolphins and the Bills. The Bills absolutely going to decimate the Dolphins. They playing at home, and they're not going to play about their home stadium. So, and the Dolphins are horrible. So we're going.
Yeah. I think the Dolphins don't have a
right.
chance.
Okay. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. The next game we have the Chargers and the Browns. I'm absolutely Chargers. Because the Browns are playing horrible. And I said what I said
They've
about
been playing horrible since 1962.
I'm not even going to do this with you. All right. The next matchup we're going to is the Bengals and the Raiders. They both horrible. They're both horrible.
I don't see Bengals and the Raiders. Why didn't you go to Patriots and the Titans?
Oh, we lost that game anyway. They both horrible too.
They both
They both horrible.
It's a toss up with them.
Yeah, it's a toss up, but I'm gonna take the Patriots
Yeah,
because the
Patriots.
Titans are just more horrible than the Patriots.
Do they got anybody injured on their team? Cowboys. Or is it at Cowboys? The
No,
Cowboys stadium?
it's in Atlanta. We won.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons on that one.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like the Falcons are gonna win because they need one, and they lost so horribly. Where Q at from the DFW? I know where you at, sir. You missing in action? I definitely will be contacting you today.
And he
'cause
missed
this
it
is
again
unacceptable.
Hey, he's missing again. He's
But
gone.
I definitely feel like they're gonna show out because they're in Atlanta.
Okay.
Raiders and Bengals. My God, two more horrible teams. For
We
me,
won it,
I'm gonna
though.
take the Bengals because they're just a
We
little bit
won.
less horrible than the Raiders.
You're less horrible.
Ain't this
That's
terrible?
bad. That's bad when you say they're a little
Ain't
bit
this
less
terrible?
horrible.
This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. Okay, so then we have the Broncos and the Ravens, and I'm going to take the Broncos over the Ravens because they're playing horrible now for some reason. Oh, and let me go back to the Falcons game. Plus, the Falcons have Kirk Cousins,
Tell him.
who came from the Commanders or used to play for
Tell
them.
him.
So he absolutely knows how to do comeback wins, and he know how to get it together. He actually been doing pretty
Y'all
good.
watching greatness. I hope y'all looking at this.
I hope y'all signed on to MG. What is it called? Bet.
I'm gonna let you fall on that sword yourself.
Whatever it's called.
Nah, I'm not doing that in no way, shape, or form. Then we got the Bears and the Cardinals. Shh. Here go another one, cause Caleb.
It's so funny watching myself.
The Bears lost last week
It
to
is.
us, so I can guarantee you they very pissed this week.
And they're
I'm
still
gonna go with the Bears
like,
on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the
Made me
Bears
so
just
mad.
because
Yeah,
I feel
Bears
like
lost
they usually
again.
beat the Cardinals. So
Mhm.
let's do Bears.
terrible.
Now we got the Jaguars and the Eagles, and they both terrible. I'm gonna take the Eagles because they
We
playing
won
at
that
home.
game. Or excuse me,
Okay.
Producer did. The Colts and the Vikings, absolutely taking the Vikings.
And we won that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, I'm going with the Chiefs
And
Chiefs
we won
and the
that
Bucks.
game.
on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday
Chiefs,
night
yeah.
is the Bengals and the Ravens.
The
Wow.
Ravens won on Thursday.
They're having to play 2 games in 1 week. And they both horrible.
You went with the
Look,
Ravens.
in this game, I'm gonna pick the
Detroit
Ravens
Lions.
because I'm picking the
Mhm.
Bengals to win earlier in the week.
I skipped them. And so we won that
That's
game.
the only thing I can tell you for that.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right.
Look at you making decisions.
I read you last week.
You a whole psych. What is it called? Psych it.
10-4. 10.
Okay, 10-4.
I watch football. I don't play. I watch stats. I watch penalties during the game.
Okay.
I do all those things. So now we're going to this week. Let me pull
Week
it.
10.
Week 10.
Mm-hmm.
We are in week 10. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thinking about week 10. First of all, 2 coaches were fired. The Saints coach and I believe the Jets coach were fired.
They were fired.
Yeah.
They got fired. The head coach or special teams or something like that, or
Head coach fired.
really?
Yes. And I just want to say this. We are in free agency trades and all that stuff. Everybody, lots of players are asking to be traded to the Commanders because they have this new culture there and they're 7-2 and they're winning. And everybody wants to go to the Commanders because they're getting it together.
Okay.
Everybody can't go to the Commanders. We're not having that now.
Mm-hmm.
Not having that. Okay. So y'all, this getting ready to be interesting because Shawana is about to crack y'all up because she gonna make her picks. Tell the people how you gonna make your picks because absolutely not.
I'm making my picks based off of pure looks. Okay. If you easy on the eye, you winning. you winning.
Oh my God. All right. So first up, the first game is the New York Giants and the Panthers. And I'm going to allow you. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get the right. I need to get this done. Okay. So the New York Giants and the Panthers.
I'm
So
going with the Tyrod.
okay,
Tyrod.
you're going with the Giants.
I'm going with the Giants.
Okay. And so am I. Okay. I'm just going with the Giants because I know they're gonna beat the Panthers. The Panthers are horrible and they're playing horrible. All right. Next up, the Patriots and the Bears.
The Patriots and the
And the
Bears.
Bears playing at home. I'm gonna take the Bears. Yeah, the Patriots and the Bears. Let's see.
You got Jim Harbaugh as the quarterback,
I said list the quarterbacks in NFL for 2024.
and they list Jim Harbaugh. He's not the quarterback.
Where?
Right here as the Bears. Right here.
Child, I don't know why they got that. There's Caleb.
Yes.
That's Caleb. So you
Caleb.
know who that is.
Yeah.
And then who would I say? The Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay, so you're gonna go with the Patriots.
Brian. Yeah.
I'm going with the Bears because they playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my reasoning. Yeah. Now the 49ers was on the bye last week, so we have the 49ers and the Bucks.
I don't see.
Let's see.
Where's 49ers at? They must be down.
Okay, Josh Johnson right here is the Bucks.
Oh, Bucks. Okay. And where's the 49ers at?
Child, this is terrible.
Let me just pull it up.
Yeah, because they tripping. They got Brett Favre up here still. And
Yeah, they still okay.
I put list of quarterbacks for the NFL in 2024. Right? Okay. So,
That's Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is the quarterback for the 49ers.
okay, who you going with?
Let me go back to
Justin, come on with your picks. Justin said he taking the Giants.
scroll down to the Buck. Who's the Bucks quarterback?
Hold on. Just this dude, Josh Johnson.
I'm going to go with Purdy.
Okay, so you're going with the 49ers.
49ers, yep.
I'm going to go Bucks. All right. Our next game is the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Child, pull up your own list because this list right here is crazy.
I know who the chief quarterback is. I don't know Broncos.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Pull up your list and I'm gonna put this.
Okay, that's Bo Nix. I'm going to go with Bo.
And so you're going with the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. I know they're gonna lose, but he does look better than Patrick than Bart Simpson.
I'm dead. The
Patrick looked like he should be on the Simpson show.
The Bills and the Colts.
Bills and the Colts. Josh Allen. No, I'm going with the Colts.
So you're going with the Colts. I'm going with the Bills. And the next game is the Steelers and the Commanders.
I think I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
All right.
Yep, Commanders.
That would be your best bet, no matter what the quarterback look like. All right. So then we have the Vikings and the Jaguars.
That's JJ McCarthy. Is he starting?
So far as I know, I haven't seen anything otherwise.
You said Vikings and who else playing?
The Jaguars.
Oh, Jaguars.
Okay, so you're going Jaguars.
No, I'm going with the Vikings.
You're going with the Vikings? Okay.
Yeah, I go with JJ.
All right. Then we're going to
literally. Let me go back to the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's a Viking. He literally looks like he is.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. The Falcons and the Saints.
Um, mm, is that Kirk Cousins?
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going with Kirk.
All right, so you're going with the Falcons. All right. Then we're going Titans and Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers because my Russell Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Jets and the Cardinals.
I don't know who Jets are.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, is it still Aaron Rodgers? I thought he retired.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Girl, with his broken collarbone, he's still. He must put a steel plate across his back. Like, come on, now I thought he retired. I literally thought this man retired for real, or went to a coaching position. He's still.
Check and make sure. I ain't picking him anyway.
You said Jets and the what?
Jets and the Cardinals.
Oh, Cardinals. Okay.
Justin's picking the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Colts, the Commanders, Vikings, the Saints. Okay.
That's Clayton. I think I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Cowboys playing at home, if that help you any. I don't know.
That's with Jalen Hurt.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Jalen Hurt. I'm going with the Eagles.
Cowboys. Who is their quarterback now? Because Dak is out for the season.
Dak is hurt.
I believe. Check me.
Okay.
I believe it. Somebody come in the comments and let me know. But I think Dak is out for the season because I saw an article where Jerry Jones was trying to tell the coach what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they said, well, yeah, well, he must be out because what's coming up, people are asking, should they drop Dak Prescott on their fantasy football?
So I know he absolutely
Dak is. I don't know who they got starting for him.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna start. So keep Cowboys or the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles.
All right.
Jordan Love or Geno Smith?
Jordan Love or Geno Smith for the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Jeez. This is extremely hard because the Cowboys are playing at home. They're absolutely not going to want to lose again. They normally beat the Eagles when they're playing at home, but because of this quarterback thing and these losses, yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm going to pick the Cowboys. The next game is the Lions and the Texans.
Lions.
Of course. That was a no-brainer. Didn't matter who was the
quarterback,
huh? Okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, the next game is the Dolphins and the Rams. I'm going Rams for me.
Is Matthew still starting with the man? Matthew Stafford?
As far as I know.
When they tie on looks, I got to go after skills.
I'm dead, girl.
I'm gonna have to go with the Dolphins.
Right.
Oh no, not the Dolphins, but the
Rams.
The Rams, yeah.
All right, and then the Thursday night game is the Commanders and the Eagles. And I'm telling you right now, we playing the Eagles, but we always beat them. But anyway, you can pick who you want.
Who's y'all starting quarterback? Jaden or Jeff Driscoll?
It's a black boy.
Jaden, right? Jaden Daniels. Yeah, he's a little cutie too.
Okay, so Redskins.
Commanders,
sorry.
Commanders, yeah.
All right, that's our picks.
He only 23 years old.
We absolutely will get a Okay, he picking the Cardinals, the Cowboys. You must be delayed, Justin. I know the thing way past.
Justin delayed,
Yeah.
delayed in the head. No.
Oh no, Justin. You see, now that's for you. That's your birthday.
That's what she was trying to say, Justin. She trying to delay. You better leave Justin alone.
I am now quietly friends with these or whatever they are.
Okay,
But yeah, that's our picks.
that's our picks.
Another video. It'll be better than this last one.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get the pictures together side by side and make it like you did your thing. I'll send it to you so you could put it in the and then you can be like, eh.
I'm gonna be like, just send it to me with the pictures side by side, and I'm gonna do like a digital overlay, and I'll put it in the thing.
Okay, this is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, this video gonna be insane too. Child, I don't know.
Oh my goodness,
It'll work for you. So, okay, so we got our picks. I'll have those. We'll go over those again on Friday. And do you have show today?
I do not. I might go on a little later on this evening, but I wasn't planning to.
Okay, I have a show this evening at 6:00. If you would like, share, subscribe to All in the Queue. It'll be my Nah But For Real show. You don't want to show. My co-host is Winters Hall from the 810 News Media Group out of Flint, Michigan, and we're gonna have a real conversation this evening. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be crazy.
Did they have any elections in Flint?
They had a lot of elections. Miss Beverly Biggs, congratulations to you winning that third ward seat. Congratulations.
Oh, okay.
She crushed. Congratulations to you. Leon Alamine won y'all first ward seat again in Flint for whatever that means. First ward. Sorry.
They like him. They like him.
Yeah,
I guess because he keep it real. Maybe, I don't know.
Too real for me.
He keep it real.
But
maybe he needs to sit with Young Thug on the couch somewhere.
Well,
yeah.
That okay. They had elections. Their representatives stayed the same, which is a shame. They're gonna get more of the same coming out of that. From their representative, and that's a shame.
Did Alyssa Slotkin? I know that was their rep in their area, right? Alyssa Slotkin. She ran for Senate.
I don't know if she won. I know that Mayor Neely's
she did win. She won. Yeah.
I know that Mayor Neely's wife won again.
What?
State rep. So, like I said,
they don't care. They don't care for change. That's based off of identity politics. I'm telling you.
And
people don't do their research.
So, yeah, that is something. I mean, the council meetings there in Flint are explosive.
And they too long. They be too long, and they don't be talking about nothing.
Even though you have and you don't just have meeting like on one day, you have 2 days and they both long. I'm not understanding that. But there's a lot of tomfoolery, if you will, going on in the city of Flint. So, Flint, 2026, y'all got to get out and vote and get the rest of these people out, because you did take care of the third ward. Boy, I can't wait for Miss Beverly Biggs. When they gonna swear her in? Oh my God, I'm gonna do a show that night, because the way that Lydell and the Gross sisters gonna be looking on that night. Oh my God, it's gonna be great. So, I have a show this evening. If you will, please tune in. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be a great conversation, great talk. We're gonna get into the Nah But For Real show. We're gonna do. Y'all have a great weekend. You're not gonna see me again until Monday, child, because I'm
And get you some rest.
yeah.
Justin, thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button.
Yes, thank you, Justin. Y'all have a great day.
Mhm.
We're gonna try to move on up out of your way. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And somebody
you.
put a bolo out on Q out of the DFW.
Q out of DFW. You was MIA.
Cause where are you? Cause I'm
Where?
I'm finna come find you.
You been put on notice. Q from the DFW.
Yes. Okay. Finna come find you.
Subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button.